Peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, man, hopefully the Most High in your house shall blessing your day. By His mercies, we are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house shall's body, and two are naturally alive, man. And yeah, man, I want to get into this, man. Like cause yeah, we talked about this yesterday, and I want to kind of go into this too. Again, going to how honestly, man, because I was thinking about this last week, and just seeing. Actually, I've seen two like horror movies this week, man. That being The Long Walk, based off a Stephen King book. I don't know who the director is, and also too, I saw him last night, man, with my sister, and yeah, well, it was last night. Yeah, I saw it with my sister, and yeah, man. But you know, it is too, and also too, we want to go into that, honestly too, that in Genesis 15, because especially that time when the beast and the son of perdition, and actually the height of Jacob's trouble, it's gonna be like a horror movie, man. But you know what? That's why let's get into this in second Esdras 15 real quick, man, because honestly too, Egypt was a horror, but then we gonna go into that, man, as well. But we gonna go into the different aspect of that, also how and how it lines up with the Most High in your house, having being without them, having their spirit, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, honestly. But let's get into this too, man, because when Abraham saw a vision, it said the great horror of honestly, not only of the natural captivity, but also too, we gonna see into that. Honestly, we gonna go into that, man. And ultimately, I saw the ultimate enemy, sin and death, and how we were bonded to sin and death, honestly. And but Yahushua came to let the captives free, but and that's even then, honestly, we were in bondage to sin during back in Egypt, man. But it's the same thing now, honestly. But Second Esdras chapter 15 verse 11. But I will bring them with them. But I will bring them. The Second Esdras 15:11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand stretched out and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy the land in the land thereof. So see that exactly. So it's just like that, honestly. So. And that's just is what it is too. That's why the plagues, in Revelation, is similar to the plagues in Egypt, and also too, all that's another story for another day too. And and honestly too, yeah, let's get Genesis 15 real quick, man. No, let's go, I don't know, should we go to Psalms real quick, man? Well, let's go to Psalms. Psalms 119. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. Psalms chapter 119 verse 53. Horror hath taken up upon horror had taken Psalms 119 verse 53. So horror had taken upon me, and because the wicked have forsaken my law. So see that, and also too, if you look at in the word horror in Hebrew, it means like affliction, even fear, all these different things, affliction, tribulation, and those different things, man. But let's read this one more time, man, because we're gonna see why, because me, I do like horror, man, honestly too. But we're gonna get into that in another we're gonna go into that down the line. But it says Psalm chapter 119 verse 53. Horror had taken upon me because the wicked have forsake my law. So see, let's get Genesis 15. Genesis 15 and 12. It says, and this is and Abraham. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a great hard darkness fell upon him. So what was that hard darkness? It was that it was the captivity that he saw in Egypt. They said, and he said unto me, know of a surety that thy seed will be a stranger in land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and shall afflict them for 400 years. So see, and that also too, man. That's why the that heart is a part of the affliction, things of that nature, man. But also too, like we kind of went to, no, that's another story for another. We're not gonna go into that. But see that, let's read this again. And he said, Abram, know thy surety that thy seed shall be in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict 400 years. So let's get to Psalms again. 119:53. Horror hath taken upon me, because the wicked have forsaken my law. So see that, that's really a horror. That was the horror that we was in, honestly. Like, in Egypt, man, we didn't have the Most High House understanding. We were like, in bondage to sin, honestly. Because remember what it said in Joshua, like, lead the gods over there on that other side, man. Because we wasn't like, we cried out during the Lord during that time. When he was in Egypt, but he had to reintroduce himself to this generation, because to that generation, man, just kind of like he did now, man. Because honestly, we didn't know, like, the Father. Then honestly, he just fooled with us because Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So he had to reintroduce himself to us. That's why we bucked him a lot too, because this is what it is. But it says, horror hath taken upon me, and because the wicked have forsake thy law. Exactly. And that's the point too, man. And that's really the true horror is, man. Like, being without that we were in Egypt. Like, even now, even through our history, like, without the Most High House, without the faith and the Most High House, and like, His Spirit and His and their ways and understanding, and of course, like, there's the instruction, the law, statutes, commandments. But honestly, man, without the knowledge of the Most High House, man, the faith, the Spirit, man, that's a great horror, man. That's why, like, it is what it is. And that's how too, like, how this even goes to show you that all that stuff like that, with the whole, like, what we talked about yesterday, like demonic and things of that nature, like, that's just like, you could be like, honestly, throughout the whole all this other stuff aside that we see in movies, TV, and, like, video games, and, like, books and all that stuff, like, you could just be simply demonic, because demonic is not even in the scriptures, honestly. The term's not in there, but you could just be simply the demonic by by not by just being rebellious and sin, honestly. That's just is what it is, though. So yeah, man, that's is what it is. So yeah, man, that's just honestly, man, because all this other stuff, that's just is what it is, man. But let's yeah, man. Oh yeah, that's just is what it is too. But yeah, and also too, that's the point I had to make too. And good, and it's too, because people say a lot of times the horror, right? Like, it's just like, it's to put fear out, and the Most High House doesn't get the spirit of fear. They want to put, but also too, what good horror does, especially like with Jordan Peele, like that genre of social horror thing, that nature. But any good horror, it's throughout history, right? Or like that, it shows you how to overcome fear, honestly, man. And that's why I'm saying that, because honestly too, how we can overcome our own, like, our own fear, man. That's why, like, and overcome sin and death, honestly, man. So that's just what it is, man. So because what it is too, even the people that's like, the righteous people that we read this, like, in these scriptures, man, like, they had to overcome their fears as well, man. Just to think, like, some didn't have any fear, but but some did, man. Rightfully so, because James 5:17 says, man, like, these were people, like, even though these were righteous, like, these sons and daughters of the Most High House, these righteous people, these were still, like, regular people at the end of the day, man. So yeah, man. Hopefully this is what you call them, my bad, y'all heard noise, but hopefully this is edifying, man. What else? I had something else, but no, that's just it, man. So yeah, that was that. Let's read this one more time. Psalms 119:53. Horror hath taken upon me, because the wicked have forsake my law. So see, when we forsake the Most High Yahushua, especially the weightier matters of the law, like Yahushua said, but when we forsake the Most High Yahushua, man, we're in horror, man. That's Jacob. See, going back to brothers like Kwame Call, Shalimah, and what you call him, Akawar's point, man. That's Jacob's trouble. We in Jacob's trouble now, man. We've been in Jacob's trouble, like, throughout our, like, ever since we left the Most High house, man. Throughout even our history, we could read about Jacob's trouble throughout this. But now the height of Jacob's trouble is different. Like, that's gonna be when, like, the movies like what I just saw in The Long Walk, army drafts, purges, famines, wars, all that stuff. That's just like, Oh, that's a height of Jacob's trouble. Well, of course, in the rise of the beast, honestly, son of perdition. But honestly, man, that's just is what it is right there, man. So, yeah, man. Hopefully, it's edifying, man. So, peace.